Welcome to Men, Sex, and Tantra.
Discover what your parents, porn, and religion never taught you about being a man and having extraordinary sex. Get ready to have your mind blown and your world rocked. Hello, everybody. It's Men, Sex, and Tantra. And you guys have checked out my graphic, haven't you? The actual logo for this show. Because if you haven't looked at that logo, I want to tell you that it's pretty freaking funny. Every once in a while somebody will, email me and go, "Oh my God, I just looked at the logo." I had so much fun doing that. It's so kind of base, raw, kind of childlike in some ways, but I think it really hits home. If you look at all the elements in it, you might go, "Oh, this is pretty clever." Anyway, I am still here with Lukasz and now to talk about one of his favorite things to talk about. And it's certainly one of the topics that I get a lot of emails and questions about. And this is this whole, especially in the spiritual world, what it looks like everybody is poly and everybody is practicing ethical non-monogamy. Ethical non-monogamy. And right,
Sounds
all of
really
these
interesting.
strange words where you might even believe that to practice Tantra or Neo-Tantra means that you have to be having sex with everybody. It's not true.
Wow.
Not true. First of all, you can practice Tantra by yourself, and that's how you should be practicing it to start. But let's hear your take on this whole world of woohoo, let's just be sexually empowered and have sex with everybody.
Wow. Well, where's the commitment? Where's the love? Where's the true love commitment, right? In this type of
Oh, no, you're just scared.
mentality.
No, if you're just holding back if you're saying that. Isn't that true? That you're in scarcity modality, you're just jealous, you got problems if you're not okay with all of that. What's up?
I'm okay with whatever works for people in order for them to experience what they need to experience and change their behavior based on, there's a cause and effect of everything. And when we speak about energetics of what's happening, let's dive into that. People can't really manage their own energy and emotions, and they are plugged into others left and right, exchanging their entire energy blueprint of information that they carry, all their essence of who they are with multiple partners, and through that they create a total energetic, I call it mambo jumbo mess, under the disguise under the disguise of loving everyone. So there's this I have unconditional love for everyone, so I'm going to just show them by connecting with them intimately, right? Without realizing that every single connection on that level, sensual, sexual, intimate connection, it's a energy exchange. It's a spiritual connection, and I really want to focus on that, to bring sacredness to that connection. Because this whole polygamy movement is the new spiritual bypassing on steroids, where people believe that they can jump from one place to another, and it's like I have my information, my emotion, my thoughts, my vibration. I'm this, let's say, computer-like system that then goes into another computers and connect with them and exchange all the software and all the hardware information together with all the viruses, right? So everything that is going within my being, my essence, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I'm exchanging with another person in that sacred connection that is sex and intimacy.
Can it just be casual? Why does it have to be sacred?
There's no really casuality behind it. It is sacred. It's sacred by nature of it. It's first of all, where there's no love connection between two people, it's already, it doesn't make any sense to exchange these energies.
Yeah, but all these spiritual guys and all these people are just loving everybody. So they feel love in the moment.
That's what I'm saying. they do that under the disguise of unconditional love. That's the
Yeah.
spiritual bypassing behind it. I'm now one with everyone. Again, this Piscean like reality where I feel connected and in love with every single uh, person out there, and I'm going to go and exchange or show them that love by having sex with them without realizing what's the cause and effect of these actions. Um,
Well, if you really, really are in love and energetically connected to everybody, you never even have to take your clothes off.
100%. But
So we could, we could, in fact, practice love and energetic connection with everybody without ever
and
taking
that's the
clothes off.
beautiful way of doing that. Yes.
Right.
But when
So
then,
why is
but
it that
then
the spiritual communities think that we have to get naked with everybody?
I see it honestly as that spiritual bypassing, it comes from the certain level of disconnection from the self, of course, spiritual disconnection, spiritual awareness, and feeling not good about the self.
Mm,
Because when we don't feel good about the self, we're looking for that validation from other people and multiple partners to feel better. And there's never sort of a satisfaction. There's also another problem with commitment, fear of commitment. Like how do I dedicate myself and commit myself to this one
dedicate.
relationship and cultivate that connection? To me, energy is always exchanged in the letter 8 like shape, infinity like shape, which goes from me to you and back. When it then starts connecting with another people on the side, there's this, as I said, energetic mambo jumbo. And yes, it could be managed in this Piscean world of, we come all from one spirit, one energy, God, that we are all one, let's say.
Right.
So that's the perception of this spiritual, of these people that want to practice it. We are all one, so let's connect in that essence of being one.
Like I said, then to me,
Well,
you don't even have
our
to be in the same
consciousness,
room to do that. You can like literally sit and meditate with somebody and
yes,
create
and
everything
that's about
right
that.
there.
Yes, that's the realization of that. Yes, I'm connected to everybody, and I am everybody, or everybody is a reflection of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the essence, in this physical reality, maybe if we were on the level of, I don't know, ascended masters, when we vibe so high, this pure unconditional love, really, and we don't have really any emotions that are um, stuck emotions that we're still processing, or negative thoughts and so on. We're just vibing this high frequency constantly, unconditional love, and then maybe if these people is we connect with everybody else. That's one thing, but we are not on that level of that ascended masters walking on the planet Earth. We're just in in human body with our ups and downs, with our emotions and negativity, uh,
I think that
processing.
I think the thing we don't account for is biology. So when we go to that spiritual aspect, right? A lot of people don't even consider biology. So biologically, hormonally, men can, from just a biological point, not a feeling, whatever,
Mm-hmm,
can procreate with lots of different women without
mm-hmm.
any notable chemical changes except the decline of testosterone that then rebuilds up by looking for another mate, right? So that's
Yeah.
biological. Okay. Women actually can't do that. There's no
Mm-hmm.
casual sex for women that way hormonally. All women literally change hormones and create bonding with men they have sex with. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you're like, oh, well, no, we can spiritually bypass that so that we can just have lots of sex. In the spiritual communities where I see lots of people playing in this arena, what happens is women get hurt and they don't think they should. And then when they do, they're gaslit by the community that they're
That
not
is okay.
being the goddess, that they're
Hmm.
not in unconditional love, that they have
That they have
problems.
judgment. Hmm.
Yeah, that they have judgment and problems, and they shouldn't feel the way they actually feel.
So that they have to work on themselves.
That's right. That somehow there's just something missing in themselves, and they need to work on themselves until they can have sex,
Well,
random sex.
that's when we look at the sex from that physical perspective only. The biology is the physical side of it, and the procreation is the physical side of it. Is the lower chakra, like okay, the root, and the second chakra is the sexual organs, right? What happens? But we not only that, we are the spiritual being in the physical body. So we operate from that physical perspectives, but also the emotional body, the heart center,
The nervous system,
the nervous system,
everything.
the thoughts, and the chakra system going from the heart up, which is
Right.
the spiritual connection. So yes, on the physical level, when someone sees sex as just a procreation or um, connecting physically with others, that's one side of it. But when we see sex as a spiritual experience, intimacy as an energetic experience and an energy, the most powerful energy exchange there is between two energy grid, two human beings
Yeah.
that connect together in order to use that connection to awaken spiritually. There has to be a connection of love present and commitment and all of that in order to have that experience, have this most elevating and most powerful experience when it comes to intimacy and sex, not just a physical experience.
And bliss, so orgasmic bliss does not mean you're spiritually enlightened. This is the other thing. It's like some of these, and one of the things I do is chase down spiritual sexual predators, which there are hundreds of them, because they've learned to use the right language and learned to
Or
be
the look.
present. Yeah, and
Hmm.
how they look, how they act, how they do this stuff. And then a lot of women fall prey to this because these guys show up way different than your ordinary guy shows up. They actually show up. But we as women feel that show up as intimacy when it's not. It's just like this guy is having sex in a different way than most men are, and you're falling prey to that different way that you're thirsty for because quote unquote regular guys aren't showing up like that. So there's all these women that are like the desert. Some guy shows up and has a little bit of presence, says some beautiful words like, we're in the moment together of this. I've never connected with anybody like this before, blah, blah, blah. And women are going
Namaste.
down the namaste. Women are going down the rabbit hole. All you have to do is, namaste in front of the woman's temple. And all of a sudden she feels like she's the most special woman on the planet because we're geared to feel that way. Ladies, if there's a woman hearing me, I'm telling you right now, there's nothing wrong with you for feeling hurt when you feel like you just connected deeply with somebody, more deeply than ever, and he was able to just turn around and walk away, and somehow you
And
can't
follow that
go.
feeling, because feminine is the intuitive. You are
Right?
connected to that spiritual essence and that energetics more so than the masculine energy.
Absolutely. And especially somebody who's usually using that on purpose, who's actually using that as a seduction tool. And to me, I have to tell you, yeah, there is no child predators are vile. They're the vilest thing ever, right? A child predator. Second vile in my word are spiritual predators, and those are men who prey on women so that men can get a lot of sex from lots of women while leaving these women really wounded and
Hmm.
hurt, especially quote unquote sexual healers that take
Hmm.
advantage of women in the most vulnerable position they're ever in. And then creating
Yeah.
that openness and creating that intimacy and creating that connection when you have no intention of doing anything with that, that makes my blood
And
boil.
that's been this topic is being so exposed in the setup of the gurus, right? spiritual teachers or even people that host ceremonies and suddenly start abusing women, taking advantage of that
And
position
men.
of
And men. Men also get preyed on in
yeah.
ways. And so there are plenty of men out there that also are having that. But so in the guise of this whole spiritual world of you have to be, I've heard people say that you're not sexually empowered unless you're able to be poly. So I'm gonna if I'll
Wow.
just tell you, yeah, no, that happens. I hear that all the time. So here's the deal. In my world, you might be listening to me thinking, oh, Tanya's a hardcore monogamist. Well, once again, you'd probably be wrong. If you make any assumptions about me that I haven't actually stated, you'd be wrong. So I'm a flexitarian. Essentially, I can be in a monogamous relationship when I make that commitment. I can be in an open relationship if I make that commitment.
Make that commitment.
So when you said dedication, you said earlier, one of the words I tagged on is dedicate. My idea about being with partners or not, even when I'm single right now, I'm in a space where I'm celibate because I don't choose to have casual sex. First of all, most people are very good at it, so it's not really worth me getting ready to have sex for that. So just saying I have great sex with myself. And second of all, exchanging that energy at this point in my life means a lot more than it did before I was conscious of things, right? So when younger, I had lots of sex when I was young. I was looking for something that I couldn't find, and I thought I'd find it in that exchange, which I didn't. It made me more lonely. But since then, yeah, I've been in monogamous relationships and dedicated to that. I've been in open relationships and dedicated to the agreements within that. So I think sexual empowerment doesn't have anything to do with the style of sex you're having. It has to do with how you feel about sexuality and yourself, that you feel empowered to say yes, you feel empowered to say no, you feel empowered to make a choice of monogamy or non-monogamy. But I will tell you, if you play outside of monogamy, and if not, monogamy shouldn't be just a box that you automatically go, I'm in a relationship. We never talk about it. It's just assumed. Never assume anything in any relationship. Have the conversations. The empowerment means that you have the courage to have conversations that are awkward and uncomfortable to find answers for yourself. But please never think that to practice Tantra, non-Tantra, to be conscious, to be spiritually enlightened, to be sexually empowered means that you even have to have sex with anybody else other than yourself.
That's very true.
So
Tantra is a self-practice,
right.
first and foremost, that can be used in intimate connection with another person. But first, it's the self-awareness practice.
Exactly. So
energetic self-mastery.
Give the guys a practice or a contemplation or something you want them to start on this journey to sexual empowerment that doesn't necessarily have to do with conquering every single woman they meet.
Well, for men, first of all, to be able to manage that sexual energy, that's already self-empowerment. So not to feel like I need to connect with others and use that sexual energy with others. And specifically not when it comes to a depletion or when there's a need for it and chasing the feminine. That's another topic, actually, chasing the feminine. That the man that chases for sex, right? Where in fact the feminine is the one that attracts into the sexual experience. So there's this vibing men into the feminine has to be ready for the sex. I sometimes work with couples and there's a question, how often do we have sex in relationship, right? The man is like, how often it should be that I have sex with my wife and so on. Well, as often as she's ready for it and open, because the feminine is the one that attracts the masculine into it, and then the masculine acts to respond to the attraction. There's much more into it, but that's pretty much the mechanism. So the masculine energy, when the man chases after a woman or many women, They're already disempowering themselves on an energetic level.
Stop chasing,
Um,
then.
Stop chasing, stop chasing. Um, and really, ask yourself question, why is that you need to feel that power from the outside and where you lack that power inside of yourself? So where is that you're lacking within yourself because you have to then go out there and conquer and connect with others and feel that intimate connection with others. Perhaps there's this, as I said, um, uh, lacking connection with yourself on particular level, or feeling not good about the self. So this connection from the outside then gives you that sense of, oh, I'm feeling good about myself.
Yeah.
Especially that sexual overpowering energy too, right?
Yeah.
Or then the focusing on the performance. The better I perform with one person or multiple people, the better I feel about myself, because I don't really feel good about myself to start with.
Yeah.
So I need to have that as a certain point of reference
Yeah.
about myself.
Yeah. 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 All right. I like that. So, contemplating that external validation part. I talk a lot about our need for external validation and why that isn't such a great idea. In when it regards to this idea is, yeah, what is sexual empowerment? It's not how many people you can have sex with, like you said. It's not like uh the idea that you have to sexual prowess means lots of people, the whole body count everybody's into. And
Mm-hmm.
whether or not to be open or monogamous really shouldn't be the big question. In fact, yeah, deluding yourself with lots and lots of people. There's nothing, I don't have a moral judgment. As I've said, morality, like religious, that's not part of it that at all. It's like
Not at all.
anything that we do is an energetic exchange. How often you're exchanging energy, just like the tattoos on your body that we talked about, what do they symbolize? What does it symbolize that you are on the hunt? What does it symbolize that you can't get enough? All of that is worth contemplating. And if you're in a relationship and you're like, oh no, I have to be in an open relationship, which now is chic. It's like trendy. It's the new thing, be in an open relationship. I'm going to tell you this. If you're in a relationship that lacks anything and you open it up, you will get more of the lack.
100%.
Right? That is like,
That's
you want to be non-monogamous, fine, no big deal. And
creates more distortion in the relationship.
exactly. The only time it works out well for everybody is number one, when you don't have to talk either party into it. Like everybody's totally on board and your primary relationship is so freaking solid. Your communication is at 100%. You're not missing anything. It's not, you're opening it up, not because something's missing. Every crisis I ever see talking to couples that open their relationship up, when something's missing is because of that right there. That is a guaranteed fail into at least keeping who you have and opening it up. If you want to open it up just because you don't really like the person you're with, you should probably break up first, just saying. Yeah, just saying,
That's create a lot of confusion in relationship too, energetically.
Yeah.
So as much as I would maybe see more of having a three-way like committed relationship when we open ourselves to another person coming in and then we
Yeah.
exchange this energy in like this triangle and keeping it there, it's definitely different to manage than be
Swinging.
completely open and just like swinging very casually with that's
Yeah.
when it comes to that energetically, that really creates a mess.
Yeah.
That is
That's your
difficult
mumbo jumbo.
to manage. That's the mumbo jumbo. Yeah.
Spiritual mumbo jumbo. Don't do that. Absolutely. I hear you on that for sure. And there is a difference between bringing one person in and all the rest of it. Look, quite personally, I want a harem. So I'm just saying my next sexual foray is going to be having a harem. That's like, I haven't done that yet. So I think that's my next try.
Explore.
And that's my next exploration. But I don't want a casual harem. I want a harem that is like
Committed.
Yeah, committed harem. Right. That's my idea of a great time.
Full of kings.
Yes, full of kings. Committed harem full of kings. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you informed. That's what I'm, when people ask you, what's your life plan? That's my life plan for now. Maybe when I'm 65, I'll feel like
Then
that.
you can start talking about it. Cause and effect. You will explore it, experience, and share with us. How was it?
100%, right? Because I believe that older women that are, starting to get into the prime, because I feel like I'm just starting to hit my real prime. Been a slow developer apparently. Is going to be that new exploration that, yes, I think that older women who are fully expressed need way more than one or two men. Just saying, that's my thought. So we'll see how that works in the experimental lab. But in the meantime, thank you, everybody. And we are out.